from the Office of the Mayor for the City of Lamarck proclamation. Whereas Ebony Williams is from Galveston, Texas, and graduated from Texas City High School.
Being a server is far from a glamorous job, and every day servers across the world take the brunt of customer complaints. Trust me, I know, I used to be one. If a customer doesn't like their food, or if it takes too long to come out, chances are the kitchen staff is to blame. But when the customer complains, it's the waitstaff that hears it, not the kitchen. These type of complaints then affect the tip left by customers, meaning that servers are punished not only emotionally, but financially for the shortcomings of the kitchen staff, who often earn higher wages and are not at the mercy of tips left by patrons. 25 southeastern states are home to one of the most iconic diner chains of all time, Waffle House. Since opening in 1955, Waffle House has become a staple of the American South, with all of their 2,100 locations being open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Their schedule has inspired many urban myths, including the concept that doors at Waffle House locations don't have locks installed because they never close. Of course, this is a myth, but Waffle House employees are required to work at all times of the night and day.
If I want to cut my meat, I gotta look like I'm starving it.
Evanie Williams is one of those employees. The 18-year-old Texan works at the Waffle House in Lamarck, Texas. Evanie works as a server at the Waffle House in order to put herself through school at Texas Southern University, where she studies business administration. She had been an employee of the Waffle House for a couple of years already, and she was becoming accustomed to several of the regular customers. Among them was a man named Adrian Charpentier. Adrian is a local senior who is known for his karaoke performances at the local senior center. Adrian, also known as Mr. Karaoke, often came to the Waffle House. But lately he had been out of the hospital with a series of issues. They had mostly started following a nasty bout of pneumonia. His health issues had left him with serious muscle weakness in his hands. Despite his ailments, Adrian maintains a great sense of humor. He also describes some of his challenges saying, "I can hold a fork fine and dandy, but to cut it looks like I'm going to stab somebody." For this reason, he often relies on friendly waitstaff to help him out when it comes to cutting tougher food, and he says that the staff at Waffle House have been some of the most helpful that he's encountered. That's why he wasn't entirely shocked when he asked Evanie to help him cut his food one morning in April of 2018, and she said yes. But rather than simply cutting his food and walking away, she sat down and spoke with him as she cut up each piece. Meanwhile, a couple of orders had come up and the cook was shouting at Evanie from the kitchen, but she wasn't about to make Adrian feel like a burden, and she spent the extra moment cutting his food up into bite-sized pieces to save him the challenge of managing with a knife. To be honest, that was something that could have been not only dangerous, but potentially humiliating and degrading for the senior. Evanie assumed that it was just another day at work and that she was simply doing something kind for a stranger. But soon she would realize that her actions were going to have a far greater significance than she could have ever expected. I'll tell you what happened next in just a second, but first make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon right now. After you click the bell, comment and notification squad below, and I'll reply to all of you saying thanks, because I love you like that.
She works full-time while trying to save money for college, and whereas Nene, as she is known, desires to get a business or a management degree.
Adrian Charpentier, known to many as Mr. Karaoke, had been going to the same Waffle House for quite some time. When a series of medical incidents rendered him with extreme weakness in his hands, his condition meant that he frequently had to ask the waitstaff in restaurants to help him cut his food, and one day he asked 18-year-old Evanie Williams for assistance, and she gladly complied. She helped the man with a smile and making conversation with him as she did. Meanwhile, a nearby customer, Laura Wolf, was struck by Evanie's kindness and took photos of the touching moment. She later posted the pictures to Facebook where thousands of people have seen them and commended Evanie's kindness. But one of the people who saw the post was Bobby Hawking. Who is that? That is the mayor of Lamarck, Texas. Mayor Hawking was having a tough time forgetting about the story, and he knew he had to do something to help out the young girl, and after contacting Texas State University, he showed up at the Waffle House with a gift for Evanie. The gift was a $16,000 check that represented a scholarship for all her classes. The gesture was life-changing for Evanie, and needless to say, she deserved every dollar. That's our video for today, everybody. I hope you had a nice time, and if you'd like, click on one of the two videos on top. See you next time!